We're in Brooklyn, New York, and we're gonna go check out KingCog Cycles. They literally have the biggest collection of vintage Zipp wheels, cranks, bikes, everything. My buddy Sean Wolf is an Indianapolis native. He runs KingCog. He's been collecting Zipp for decades. All right, my guy's got his daily riders out, and I think he just picks whichever one of these he decides to ride. But this is some of the earliest Zipp heritage, right? Zipp started in what, 87?
87.
And that happens to be your birthday as well?
Same age,
Born the same year as Zipp. And so this is some of the first products they had. This is what, the 2001?
Yeah, the first bike. They made the disc wheel, was like their premier product. And then they came out with the 2001 in 90. You know, growing up in Indianapolis, you see Zipp at every race, and they're always in the front, and kind of, you always wanted what the fast guys were riding, and it was always Zipp. And whether it was the wheels or the bikes, it was just kind of like, you know, the best stuff you could get. It all comes from like race car manufacturing. So a lot of the hubs, early hubs, were just made in-house, and it was stuff made on machines that were making car parts, you know, super cool.
And it's just a bunch of engineers that were like,
yeah,
we're gonna make bike parts out of this, and like they had all the technology and the experience, and they were like, we're just gonna flip it.
Yeah.
So this is actually a hinged pivot. This is actually suspension on this bike, yeah?
Yeah. This is a pivot point here, and then there's a bolt here that sort of attaches everything. But inside, there's this slug right here, and it's got two rubber elastomers, and it just kind of bounces on that.
These are the Zipp carbon cranks.
Yeah, Vuma Chronos.
Those are the Vuma Chronos.
Yeah.
But then if you come over here, what's up with these? Because these are also Zipp cranks.
Yeah, early version. So a carbon arm sort of bonded to aluminum spider. You know, there's mechanical bolt back there too, but.
So these came before the Vuma Chrono?
Yeah, way before. These were, you know, in the mid 90s. Kind of a cool evolution. You see the similarities, but yeah, these were super light.
You even got the Zipp branded bottom bracket too?
Yeah.
Personally, I love Cannondale track frames, and then I love things that match. So this limited edition Zipp Eliminator 3000 wheel set on this Cannondale track frame is, to me, the hottest fire. But most of these Zipp 3000s came for freewheels, because this is like, you know, 6-7 speed stuff. This one's a track hub, but it's actually a little bit of a donor.
Yeah, it donated its hub with the track axle, track steps to the old rear 3000. Yeah, the Eliminator was the first generation of the 3000 wheel.
So which one of these came first? This disc came first before that?
Yeah, the disc was first, and then they made the 3000 wheel.
Sean's track bike collection of Zipps, I think, actually surpasses his road bike collection. What do we got going on with this?
Yeah, definitely.
Tom Cruise.
I got this from a good friend of mine, Chris Chu, who actually used to work at Zipp as well, SRAM.
Shout out.
Yeah, the frame's really rad. It's an Icarus frame, but one of my favorite things is the wheel set. Of course, factory rear track 3000. The green hub is cool with the...
What's up with this lock ring right here?
So they were convertible. You could buy one wheel and you can make it a front or rear, and you could run your freewheel on there, and you know.
So this is this is threaded for a freewheel. This could be a rear,
threads,
and this could be. That's wild.
Yeah.
So when riding a bike, a track bike in the streets, there's basically your emergency brake, because you don't have brakes, is the TED tread. And Sean's going to illustrate the TED tread for us real quick, just in case it all goes bad. What's going on? Walk me through this bike.
This is the 2001 track, specifically made for the velodrome. No cable routing, no front derailleur mount, straight track bike.
What ratio are you running right here?
This is the classic Omnium 48 tooth chainring.
Yeah.
17 for cruising around town.
We got a 48-17, so this is the question everyone wants to know. What size tires and what PSI are you running?
As high as I can get into this tire, and they're 23s.
They're 23s. 23.
This one's a 19.
Oh, it's a 19. All right, so you're getting skinny up front. All right, so in addition to having a Zipp museum, I mean, Sean actually runs a bike shop, 2 bike shops, in fact. There's KingCog here, and then what's the other one?
Sun and Air.
Sun and Air Bikes, right at the base of the Williamsburg Bridge. KingCog started almost 20 years ago?
2005.
2005, almost 20 years ago. You've been running it for almost a decade now?
Since 2014.
2014. So In addition to doing this, you run a bike shop full time.
Yeah.
What's that like? I mean, you're running a bike shop in New York City. I know you don't just specialize in custom one-off zips. You do pretty much everything else, right?
Yeah, both stores are fully walk-in, full-service bike shops.
Okay, one last thing before we go. There's a basement to every bike shop, and as you can imagine, the KingCog basement is pretty crazy. I can't show you much, but I can show you this.
Just a new old stock.
Mint condition. This is what they look like before everything else is put on it. Where do you find these things? Or is that a trade secret?
The trade secret right now, but if you're holding any hardware, your boy needs it.
Sean Wolf, KingCog Cycles, Sun & Air Cycles, born and raised in Indy, born the same year as Zipp. If you have any questions about anything Zipp related, hit up Sean. If you're in New York, definitely check out KingCog or Sun & Air. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for showing me the museum.
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you for taking me on a trip down Fixie Lane with some
My
sick
pleasure.
wheelies.
Yeah.
Till next time, making you faster.